Supporters of the LGBTQ plus community are remembering those who lost their lives this year by acts of anti-transgender violence. News on 6's Ashlyn Brothers joins us live outside of Tulsa's Equality Center, where advocates held a vigil for Transgender Day of Remembrance. Ashlyn.
Meredith, I spoke with Chrissy Dudley. She's a transgender woman here in the Tulsa area who says being different doesn't warrant discrimination and says it's sad to think that someone embracing their identity could lead to death. The world isn't black and white, but Chrissy Dudley says all too often people act like it is.
People step up to be their authentic selves, and for whatever reason, they're not accepted or they are treated as second-class citizens.
Dudley says it wasn't easy coming out as transgender.
I lived under a rock, under a boulder, under a mountain.
And it wasn't until her late 30s that Dudley decided to become her authentic self.
It's cost me a lot in family, it's cost me a lot in jobs, and probably opportunities maybe that I'm not even aware of.
Dudley says it cost some people their life. More than 50 people gathered inside of Tulsa's Equality Center to lift up those who lost their lives this year by acts of anti-transgender violence.
Their lives should not be wasted. It should not be in vain.
During the candlelight vigil, organizers read the names of 47 transgender or gender non-conforming people within the U.S. that the Human Rights Campaign says were murdered this year, either because of their gender identity or for other reasons.
Samuel Edmund.
Alex Wade, who works for Tulsa's Equality Center and identifies as a transgender man, says globally that number is closer to 350 victims. And that doesn't include those who have died by suicide, gone missing, or faced other acts of violence.
So many trans people deal with depression, isolation, loneliness, anxiety.
Wade says he wants the trans community to know the world is better with you in it.
If you don't have other people in your life that understand what you're going through or can support you, you're not going to make it through.
And the Equality Center right behind me offers a bunch of resources for trans community members, and that includes support groups. It also includes counseling and housing and medical services. Live in Tulsa, Ashlyn Brothers, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.